All right, guys, Anthony here, Survey Service. I got a problem. I think this would be this is the 5th issue that our company has ever had. Something big like this. Now this is a pretty freaking big issue. Now, don't mind all this shit. I mean, it's actually propped up, it's supporting, but that's not how I wanted to get down and find out what the hell's going on. Okay, this is Don's engine. We actually just finished this last week. We didn't build the engine. We put lifters in it and put stuff in, head gaskets and upper end, and just cash and carry engine. And so it fired up and it ran. He said it sounded good for about 15 minutes. Sounded really, really good for 15 minutes. All right, so fine. So 15 minutes later, it starts popping out of the intake. Oh shit. Okay, popping out of the intake. Whatever. I mean, damn it. All right, so what? So we got a couple of different options here. The problem with it popping out of the intake is it was running smooth. So it ran good. You could not feel a miss. So if it's popping out of the intake and you do not feel a miss, that means the intake valve is sealing. Otherwise you wouldn't have compression on that cylinder. Intake valve is sealing. Okay, so the exhaust valve is not opening. So if the exhaust valve does not open, every time that intake valve opens to let a charge of air in, the cylinder is already compressed and it actually releases out of the intake port because the exhaust wasn't opening. So I drove up last night, met Don halfway to pick the engine up, because not even the engine. I said I want the whole truck. I want to get the whole damn truck. So we brought it back here, pulled the oil rails off, and looked. I was thinking, well, you know, I've never broke a rocker arm on fire up. I've never even seen it before, never had it happen. And I was like, well, you know, first time for everything. I've heard a lot about people breaking rocker arms. So, didn't break a rocker arm. But I barred it over and put the intake valve on full lift, put the lobe on full lift on cylinder 4. Okay, well, first off, I went ahead and pulled glow plugs. First, I just jumped in. I yanked all of it. Hell with it. I yanked all of it. I wanted to see, okay, if we got a broken rocker, let's just see. So I got all gung-ho. I mean, it took like 20 minutes. All right, yank both sides out. Let's physically look at the rockers. Rockers looked fine. Well, shit. And we're not dealing with a valve not sealing, okay? A valve not sealing, you would feel it as a miss. It would miss. The cylinder's not contributing. It would miss if the valves weren't sealing. The only thing it could be popping out of the intake running smooth is an exhaust valve not opening. Okay, so then I was like, well, hell, did we drop something in it? Did Don drop something in it? Did somebody drop something in it? Who knows? Did something happen? It's like, you know what? I stuck a bore scope in. I was looking around and here, wheel that over here. I'm kind of stuck under here. I'm not on I just did this with my phone and I cannot I cannot pause it. So I'm like, well, is something stuck in the valve? But then it's like, you know, I hadn't thought about that for a second. It's like, okay, no, nothing's stuck in the freaking valve, because if it was stuck in the valve, you wouldn't have compression on that cylinder. The exhaust valve is not opening, period. That's the only freaking thing it could be. The exhaust valve is not opening. So let's go over here and look at this. Come on, closer. I can't go that far. Okay, cylinder 4, which is right here. Okay, honestly, ain't nothing stuck in there. We already wiped it off a little bit. It's probably, I drove it a little bit too. I mean, it's probably ran for, I don't know, maybe half hour or so. So, yeah. So, all right. You guys want to know what it is? It's so then, if the push rod, if the valve's not opening all the way, what do we think it is? What do you think it is? I've never had this happen before. That ain't Don's fault. I mean, it's my fault. I'm the one that did it. But is it really? Look at that lifter. See that lifter dropped out? Look, there's a good one. You see how the seat in the lifter is actually touching the spring, the retainer? And that one? Touching the retainer on that one? Touching the retainer on that one? Really? Really? Like, really? I mean, holy. Really? I've never had this happen before. Maybe I need to, I swear if some of these other lifter companies would sell the retainer, the plastic retainer, I would get aftermarket lifters. Even though I've never had a retainer break. But I also have never had a lifter not pump up. Which is not pumped up, that's actually collapsed. So the lifter collapsed. And the one thing I can think, honestly, we're gonna have to look at that camshaft real freaking good. But the one thing I can thank God is it's not a back lifter. Thank God I grabbed that lifter and put it up in the front, because we can just change it. I mean, we can change it, done deal, good to go. The heads are good, we can put the head back on, clean everything up. Give me 10, 5-inch. Let's just make it a long video and let's pull it out. That is freaking nuts right there. I've never seen that before. You know, I was like, well, this is, you know, we're human working on machines. Anything can happen. I was like, did we overlook? Did a valve not seal up? Did we break a rocker? What did we do? Holy shit, I got a busted engine. I jumped in the truck and went and picked his truck up from him. I don't need no approval for what's going on with this. We just fix it. But look at that. Okay, here. Julie's gonna hold the phone. Okay. Let's see how many we get out. Probably none. Holy crap, I about got them all. Oh, good deal. The lifter looks pristine. Doesn't matter, we'll replace all 4 of these. Okay. Okay, now, so this is it. Let's look at that. Can you see that real good? Mm-hmm. There's like one little line on it, but that's all right. Lifter looks pristine. All right, we'll take this one and this one. I'm just gonna set this over here. We're kind of making a mess of shit, but so what? Look at that. Really? That lifter has a half hour on it. Completely collapsed. Whatever broke in there. I actually haven't taken one of these apart. I guess I get to now. We have to look around. Let's look in at the bore. Collapsed lifter. Jesus freaking Christ. Lobe looks fine. I know you can't see much from there, but yeah, you can't see nothing on the video, it doesn't show. But the lobe's fine. It's just the damn lifter collapsed. I've never had that before. I've never had a lifter collapse before. This is a Ford lifter. And, you know, this is the 3rd or 4th? This is the 4th engine we've built for Don. Every other one. Don is the one that had the bolt dropped in his engine from a different shop. Okay, and so this is the 4th one that we've put together for him. I mean, all the other ones were good. This one, but what do you guys think? I mean, I don't know, you know, barring me have been able to say I don't like that lifter and put a different one in rather than that one. I mean, there's no witness marks on the piston. You can kind of see there's lines because I've wiped it off, but no witness marks on the piston. Of course there's not witness marks on the piston because the freaking valve wasn't opening. It's not that the valve, you know, because you could think, well, if the stem height was too high and the valve opened too much, it could break the lifter. But let's be honest here, guys, it's going to break a rocker and it's going to bend a push tube long before it breaks a lifter. That's a freaking defect. Cylinder looks fine. I mean, as fine as it did before. But, I mean, that right there, see, it looks like there might be something there, but look, I can wipe it off and it goes away. Those aren't witness marks. Those are just nasty crap from me touching it and leaving lines on it. So base engine's fine, but yeah, Jason's truck is still over there. I mean, we had an issue with an engine that left here, and I'll be damned if I'm going to let that ride. So we came in on Saturday, and let's find it. Let's find out what the hell's going on. But the bonus is I absolutely am going to put that head back on. You freaking A-right. I'm going to put that head back on. Because, I mean, all we had to do was just swap a lifter out real quick. No big deal. Holy crap. But, yeah, I mean, I left, whoa, I'm all zoomed in. I left all the stuff on. I just wanted to get down. I wanted to see the bottom of that head is what I really wanted to see. Because I could have did a leak down, but you know what? At the end of the day, it don't freaking matter. Because I've already made my mind up on taking the head off. So what difference does it make on a leak down? Take the freaking head off. Let's do it. That's the best way to find the problem. And we freaking found it. Collapse lifter. Jesus Christ. All right, guys. A little update on Don's. Let's hurry the hell up and get this done as fast as possible. All right, guys. Have a good day.